as the year is wrapping up, we're all getting ready for a new year. We already know how it's going to go. New year, new goals. There's always a big wave of motivation that seems to hit right at January. And it always also seemed to fade in March. Hello, 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 and welcome back to Anywho, the podcast. Today we have a very special guest joining us, a development professional and productivity coach who has helped a ton of people get better at time management and prioritizing what really matters. Sadiya Mukhtar. Hello, hello, welcome once again.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining us. She's here to help us unpack why that motivation always seems to fade, and more importantly, how we can build systems to help us actually keep to the things that we want to get done. So before we get into the deep stuff, I need to just ask everyone, Khairat and Sadia, if you are one of those New Year new people, or you were one of them before, maybe until you had the realization and then stopped it or something.
I'm definitely not. Never been. Never. I just don't. I don't feel like you need a new year to set new goals or to be a new person or make a decision. Any day can be that day for me.
Ah,
So yeah,
that.
I'm definitely not.
What about you, Sadia?
Okay, so I used to claim I was not until I became, and then I had to leave that. So previously, I would just say, "Oh, a new year does not make me a new person." You know,
Yeah.
I I'm supposed to build a life where I don't need a new year to change me and all of that. And then I started doing New Year's goals, and then I would find that at the end of the year, I would have achieved maybe 4 out of 10 or 15 goals that I set for myself. And I was always quite disappointed. And then very recently, I found something that actually works. So instead of setting goals for 12 months, which is very long and a lot of things can change within 12 months, I decided to start setting goals for 3 months instead. So it has been proven by research that working on something for 90 days, which is approximately 3 months, is enough for you to build momentum. And also, if you set goals for 3 months, you are able to achieve a substantial amount of that goal without burning out. So 3 months is short enough and long enough for you to do what you need to do. And just like we know, work expands to fill the time allocated for it. So if you give yourself 12 months to achieve something, it will take you 12 months. If you give yourself 3 months, it will take you 3 months. And then another thing about the 3 months is that it is quite predictable. So it was more likely that I will know where I'll be in 3 months than where I'll be in 12 months. So that just makes it in small chunks that are more manageable compared to the whole year.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that way of thinking of making instead of making it a yearly goal, just make it like a quarterly thing. Whereas okay, by
Yeah.
March or April, I'll have achieved this or that. More often than not, the case is usually that at the start of the year, people just put a vague thing like, "Oh, I'm going to start this," and then there's no real end time, and it's just okay. This year, it's just I'm just gonna be doing this, and then perhaps that's part of the reason why that motivation that comes fades away because
Mhm.
deadline. There's no deadline. Everyone is just okay. Yeah, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and then eventually you're no longer doing it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but beyond that, even when people, perhaps when they even set the 3 months period, there's always a time, or it usually happens where during those 3 months, there are probably days, some days, maybe sometimes a short period, sometimes a longer period, where for whatever reason, someone just loses the motivation to do that thing. Maybe
Mhm.
they're tired one day and then they're like, oh, I can't be bothered to do this. let me just leave it tomorrow. And then obviously, as soon as that starts, it just kind of spirals into something. So how do you think you could curb that, the dips in motivations?
Okay, so it's one word: systems, setting systems, not just goals. So there's a place for goals. I wouldn't say just leave off of systems and don't ever set goals for yourself, because some people promote that. Rather, set goals and build systems that help you achieve those goals. So the systems are basically the day to day. So if, for example, I set a goal for myself to, let's say, build an offer, a specific offer in 90 days, then every week at least, I'm going to have a particular goal that I need to achieve. And maybe I can break it down to every day I need to do one thing that gets me closer to that goal. So I'm not going to overwhelm myself with too much every single day. So I'm going to set weekly goals, and every day I can do one thing to move me closer towards it. And at the end of the week, if life happens and if I happen to not have achieved most of those things, I can roll over to the next week. But having that system that keeps you accountable every day or every week, and then having like a weekly check-in to come back whenever you fall off. So I do, for example, I do weekly check-ins with myself, and I have accountability partners for every single goal that I've set for myself. So at the end of the week, I will report what my progress to my, for example, health accountability partner. I'll report my progress to my business accountability partner. I'll report my progress to my career accountability partner. And there are weeks where I will not do as much as I wanted to. But then that system that I have set up for myself, where I have time allocated for it for those tasks every day and weekly check-ins every week, helps me make sure that even when I fall off, I come back on track.
I like that. The accountability partner, especially, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
For most people, the issue I feel like with is not about setting goals and checking yourself. How would I say it? The motivation to get yourself to do those tasks, even if they don't seem like much, even if you don't feel overwhelmed, sometimes you're burnt out after doing most things, or you just don't have the motivation to go on and do those tasks, even if they're in bits, even if they don't feel overwhelming. You just can't get yourself to go on. So, what gets you there?
All right. So oftentimes we tend to set goals based on what the world tells us we're supposed to achieve. And that is where this happens to most people,
Yeah, yeah.
because your goals are a reflection of what the internet has told you you're supposed to achieve in your 20s, 30s, whatever age you're in. And then you're telling yourself, oh, I have to reach this particular career position, or I have to earn this particular amount of money. But there is no intrinsic motivation to do any of those things. So the first is to ensure that all your goals have intrinsic motivation. You have a why behind what you are doing. So I'm not just
Sort of have.
working out because YouTube people say that it's nice to work out or it's aesthetic or whatever. I'm working out because I need to take care of my body. My body is an Allah, matter from Allah. And I know that, for example, movement is very good, very vital. And I know that eating healthy food is important for my body. And I know that it helps me stay healthy and prevents sickness. When I have that motivation from within, it is so much easier to actually do the thing. And then
Yeah.
another thing is to make it as enjoyable as possible. Because again, if you just tell yourself, I have to do this because I'm supposed to do it, it's different from, oh, I will do this because I actually enjoy doing it. So there are certain things that you can put in place to ensure that you enjoy something. For example, having a partner that you do it with. Like every weekend, I go on these long walks. I cover 10,000 steps, Saturdays and Sundays. And I know it would have been much harder if I did it alone. However, I do it with my sister. And throughout the walk, we have different conversations about life, family, business, whatever it is that comes up that day. And it makes it so much more enjoyable. So, whatever it is that you can do to enjoy the process of doing something, put that in place. And then burnout. I think in the world we live in today, avoiding burnout, especially as an ambitious person, is very difficult. However, you can definitely do certain things to ensure that you don't burn out. And the most obvious one is to set strategic breaks. So it can be daily, weekly, however works for you best. So, for example, during the day, you can take a nap. I know that that doesn't work for me on weekdays because I go to work. But then another thing I do to ensure that I get enough rest is to sleep early. So you can't expect work throughout the day and then still stay up at night and then have energy the next day, you know? So
Yes.
at the end of the day, but before everything, like mistake. So you have to take breaks when necessary, right? Especially when your body tells you it needs it. But even before then, you can set times of the day where you rest, and then perhaps you can take certain times during the weekend because that's when most people are free, and then you rest.
Yeah. I like the rest part. The first point you made I particularly like because maybe yeah, it's actually true. We sometimes set goals based on someone else's definition of what you're supposed to be doing, and then eventually you tend to not have that intrinsic motivation. So yeah, having like a baseline, if you want to do something, like obviously there are things that maybe are hard to do, but wanting to do it for your own self or for whatever reason, just having a baseline motivation, even when the going gets tough, is very, very important. And making sure you pick goals that have that baseline motivation is very, very, very nice. I will say, as soon as you said it, I realized even me, I fall into that mistake sometimes of saying I'm gonna do something because of I saw someone else did it. It actually, I think maybe earlier this year, where my I had a bit of a mindset shift, should I say? It was a friend of mine that was I had a talk with a friend, and I kind of had this realization, and I was like, this is nice actually. And then the way you put it kind of just frames it perfectly. Have choose a goal that you want to do that just has a baseline motivation. So even when the going gets tough, you probably would have that at least little bit of motivation to start the fire. Earlier you did mention having accountability partners. I was actually going to ask, as soon as you started mentioning systems, like the first thing that came to mind, not to be a pessimist or anything, but the first thing that came to mind was, okay, what happens when it fails? Because everything eventually fails. What would you do then? Okay, let's say even with the
Bound
accountability,
to fail eventually.
exactly.
I don't-
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm an optimist because I don't believe that everything is bound to fail. I'm just hearing that for the first time.
Oh,
Like
wow.
one of you. Because I am a pessimist too.
You are a pessimist. Wow. I personally am not a pessimist. I don't know where to put myself. I don't say I'm an optimist, but I do think about the when things might fail every now and then, but I don't start a thing expecting it to fail, obviously. But for the purpose of this discussion, let's say you set a task and you've had all these systems in this hypothetical world. For some reason, one system fails, or perhaps a whole stream of all the systems fails. And oftentimes, when things like this happen, naturally, perhaps the natural human reaction is to kind of give up, like, oh, it didn't work out, maybe because of something, just life just happened really quickly and I didn't get to do it. And then now, so it's like, okay, how do you restart the engine that's already been running?
Okay, so while you were talking, I thought of it in two ways. So there are certain things that you want to do for life. For example, take care of your health. I like to come back to the health thing because honestly, I believe, you need health, health as well at the end of the day. Without health, there's nothing you can do. You can't be productive, you can't achieve anything. So, taking care of your health is a lifelong pursuit, yeah? And then you have specific goals that you want to achieve, like side quests on the journey of life. So, at a particular time, maybe when you were in school, perhaps you had a goal to increase your GPA, and then there are certain things that you want to do to get there. Perhaps when you started working, you have a job that you were looking forward to, that you probably wanted to obtain, and then you work towards that. So, let's even bring it down to smaller things. Let's say I want to lose 3 kg, for example, hypothetically, yeah? And I set 2 months for myself. And within those 2 months, I assigned an accountability partner to myself. I set out the times during the day to do the things I need to do. I looked through meal plans. I even actually acted upon my goal, my plan. But then I still didn't reach the goal by the end of month 2.
Yeah,
What do I do?
yeah.
So I'll say the first thing is to take a step back and analyze what went wrong and why. So at what point did you probably derail, if that's what happened? Did you at some point realize that you did not want to lose 2 kg anymore? Did 2 kg not have any meaning to you to start with? Or, you know, is it that life happened too fast and you weren't able to act upon the things that you planned to? So this is like a life audit ish that I also do from time to time. So every 3 months, I'll sit down, analyze all the goals that I set for myself. When I started doing quarterly goals, I will achieve about 4 out of 5 goals. There's always this 1 to 2 that I did not get to achieve. And most of the time, to be honest, the reason is that let's say, outgrew it, just realized that it's not something I want to do anymore. But then sometimes I find out that I ended up doing something that I did not plan that was even more important than the thing that I planned to get.
Yes.
And ended up giving more attention, more time to the other thing that I did not plan. But then that other thing sometimes, not every single time, but sometimes has even more value to me
Yes.
than my initial plan. Yeah, that's the angle that I'll look at then. And then, okay, so that's for short term goals. But for lifelong goals, honestly, you fall back, you find a way to get back on. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to say, oh, I tried to work out for 2 months, so I'm never going to work out for the rest of my life. You're not going to do that. So if it's something you have to go learn, there's always something that you can find out or learn that will help you get back up.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, for that last part, I think framing it as being a lifelong learner is the way to put it. If you fail, you're learning and you just keep on learning and you start again. It's not the end of the world.
At least now you know what doesn't work. So you
Exactly.
explore the other
That's true.
options.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I wanted to ask Khairat.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that you've had a couple. I started a goal and I didn't manage to finish it. So, Sadiya has already given us some examples, one particular example, especially with her health, where she has set all these things. So I was wondering if you had one that you could apply these things to.
Yeah. I recently started dieting a couple of weeks ago, and that did not. Okay, to be honest, there's no diets going on right now. I'm just doing my thing. I'm still the same person, eating the same thing. So I think yes, with the things she has said, taking it slowly, not overwhelming yourself by too many tasks or too many goals, setting goals like maybe daily or weekly, and having your own time frame, doing things in your own time frame, not ones that maybe the internet or society wants you to
Yeah,
do. I think,
yeah.
yeah.
Having an
So
accountability
doing
partner as
my
well.
own pace, at my own pace.
Yeah,
I think yeah, she said a lot of insightful things that I can do.
yeah. For me too, there's one particular problem that I sometimes face. I am a bit of, I don't know if there's such a thing, but an over planner. I just like planning things down to the nitty gritty. If I say I'm going to start a goal, I'm going to sit down and write down a plan for the next 3 months of what I'm going to do every day and every minute and every second, that type of thing. I have every day. If I want to start my day, it's if I don't have a plan, it's like I'm just in limbo. So it then happens where I now need the motivation to create that plan, and I'm like, I can't. Let me do it tomorrow, that type of thing, and then it happens. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think learning to just I don't want to say go with the flow, but like I don't have to plan everything. I just have to be like, okay, in 3 months' time, I'm gonna achieve this, but I gotta do this first. And that leads me to my next question is for most goals, I'm sure maybe each goal maybe has its own unique nuance, but for most goals, what would you suggest to someone to perhaps they want to build a system that works? What would you suggest the first three things that they do just to get the ball rolling?
Okay. So I would say first they do a little life audit. I say little because I don't want to sound overwhelming, but it takes quite some time. So perhaps it take 1 to 2 days, but just reflect, check your phone screen time, ask people around you, and reflect by yourself. What do you spend most of your time doing? So from when you wake up, what's the first thing you do within the first morning hours? What do you do in the afternoon? What do you do in the evening and before you sleep? And try to
Yeah.
see the average of every day, what consumes most of your time. And from there, only from there can you start working forward. So your days are already packed. If your days are already packed with something, some form of activity. So for you to build something new, you're going to have to remove certain things. So if, for example, you use most of your evening time on social media, you know that if you're going to maybe learn a new skill, then that unproductive time in the evening is what you're going to remove social media from and replace with the learning of the new skill. And then you can do this for other times of your day. So I think that's the first thing, yeah. And the second
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
when building a system, I think okay, this is not a particular action, but it's more of a mindset. Don't tell yourself that I need to have it figured out from day one. Start with what you have and build upon that. For example, I do this thing called time blocking, which is where, or calendar blocking, depends on where you hear it. People use it interchangeably, but I plan what I'm going to do, say every hour of the day for the whole week. And then I do it on Google Calendar, so it just reoccurs every week until I stop that particular thing. So when life shifts happens to me, for example, I graduated from school recently and I came back home and I was not working, I was not in school. So I had to go back to my calendar. Every single time that I had allocated to lectures, I had to scrap and replace with something else. So, and it happened again after I started working because then I didn't have all my days to myself. I had to go to work 9 to 5. So I had to go back to my calendar again, remove certain things and add certain things. And there are things that I didn't want to remove, so I had to move them to the weekends or later in the day. But the point is, I know that even the calendar I have right now is probably not going to be effective in the next year, depending on where my life goes. So I ensure that the mindset is that the blocked time or blocked calendar depends on where I currently am in life. So yeah, ensure that you don't have a fixed mindset about systems such that you think once you build one perfect system, it will work for you for life. It's always evolving just as you are,
Yeah,
as the circumstances are going to be changing, your priorities will also change. Yeah, so you have to be willing to adapt and fix things where necessary.
yeah, yeah.
And then the last thing, again, accountability. Whether it is external accountability or if you can do the accountability check in yourself, just find someone to hold you accountable. It can even be as simple as posting on your social media that, oh, this is what I'm currently working on and this is the progress that I've made so far in month one. Next month you share with your audience, oh, I've made this progress in month two. And it just shows it doesn't have to be perfect. It shows that you value your time and how you're spending it. And then if you choose to have an accountability partner, ensure that it is someone that you actually respect, someone that you don't want to fumble in front, someone that if they call you, you're not going to decline their call. Yeah, that's the first thing you should pick as an accountability partner. And then lastly, there are different layers to the accountability thing. You can also do the accountability yourself, like the
Yeah.
weekly check-ins, like the quarterly reviews, and so on. So yeah,
Mm.
start with the audit, ensure that you keep the growth mindset, and then have some form of accountability.
Oh yeah, I like that. Wait, so I want to gain weight. Where I know it's against the tradition of trying to lose weight. I'm trying to gain 3 kg in the next 3 months. Khairat, you are my accountability partner. Wait, what is you gonna do to me now? Okay, you're gonna call me and tell me to go and eat or something.
I can do that. I can do that. It's looking hard, but I will to pick up my call.
I mean,
Exactly.
I might. Yeah, so when you were talking about time blocking, as I mentioned, I am a bit of a serial planner. So it's something I do myself as well. But I was wondering, you also mentioned Google. You mentioned you also use Google Calendar. And this is a bit of a random question, but I wonder if you were to show a mere mortal your Google Calendar, would they like what would their reaction be? Would they be like, wow, you're so, what's happening? Or would they just be like, oh, nice?
People are always fascinated. And it's not normal to me because I've been doing it for a few years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm not counting like down to the minutes. It's like 1 hour blocks ish.
Oh, yeah, me too. I don't do that. It's also like, okay, maybe sometimes it's a 30-minute block, but that rarely happens.
Yeah.
But even that, I think the more surprising thing is that it's the whole week. I don't know who saw my calendar. They just opened my phone and saw my calendar and they were like, "Oh, wait, what? What's happening here?" And I was like, "Oh, it's just that's just normal, isn't it normal?"
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Khairat, I don't presume that you use your Google Calendar and plan your week down to the hour.
No, I don't. I really don't. I wing my day. I don't. I don't know.
And there's actually nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
As
there's
long as
nothing.
you're able to
Yeah, as long as you get what
show up
you
and do what
get
you
it done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, this is a bit impromptu because I didn't actually plan this. We're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess in a way we're gonna use this. It's a way to get to know you better. So traditionally, I've only ever played this game with two people, like me and someone else. So I'm not even sure how it's gonna work with
Oh.
three people. But you guys can help me figure it out. So the premise of the game is there's a category. Within that category, I'm gonna give you 5 things. For example, I'll tell you like Nigerian foods, and I could say plantain, jollof rice, puff puff, moi moi, and suya, and then I'll ask you to rank them from top to bottom, like in terms of which one you prefer
Okay.
among the 5. The game usually comes in traditionally where the other person tries to guess what the other person's ranking is going to be.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. So that's why I said I don't know how we're gonna do it for a three-person setup. So I think Sadiya would do the ranking,
You are.
and then me and Khairat
Okay.
might try and guess. Or what are you saying? What were you going to say?
I think that works.
You okay? Well,
I was going to say Abdulaziz asks, Hayat
okay.
guesses, and then I say the last thing.
Oh, perfect. That's perfect. I'll ask the question. Sadia, you would rank them, and then Kairat will try and guess what Sadia's ranking is.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, since I did give that as an example, let's do that as a really easy start. Rank those Nigerian foods that I mentioned earlier: fried plantain, jollof rice, puff puff, moi moi, and suya. This is it's a bit of a random collection of things, but
Okay. So it's plantain, jollof, suya, and the last one is
plantain, jollof, suya, okay, puff puff, and then moi moi. So when Sadia has her ranking in her head, Khairat, you just try and guess what she has.
okay.
It depends. There's one that goes really well with breakfast.
Oh yeah, yep. There is one, but we're eating like considering it as just a general thing any time of the day. Just someone just gives you this.
I'm done.
Okay, Khairat.
Okay. So I believe puff puff will be second. Uh, I thought you thought I was going to say first.
Well, when you said puff puff, I was like, okay, well, why would puff puff be so high? But okay, go on. I wonder though, is puff puff your number 2?
Am I supposed to say the truth?
So I was gonna say.
Are you supposed to say the truth? Okay, let's just give the whole ranking and then you can tell us.
Okay. So plantain is first.
Okay.
Obviously, it's plantain. Who doesn't love plantain?
My point exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and suya second because it's meat. And I doubt she's vegetarian. So
You can't know.
second, the love is third, and it's rice. And puff puff is honestly she's a sweet tooth, which I don't know. So I'm just going to give puff puff is 4, and mama is last. It's 5.
Wow.
Okay, is that a good wow? Did she get it spot on somehow?
Exactly.
Wow, really?
Wow.
Damn.
So I was going between plantain and suya for number 1. Then I realized that suya can go wrong, but plantain never ever goes wrong.
Oh, yes. That is facts, actually. That is actually facts. Wow. Wow, okay, I guess Kairat, you really know Sadia.
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll move on to the next question. This is a bit of a deeper one. A bit. So rank these five for a happy life. Number one, peace of mind. Number two, health. Number three, purpose. Number four, money. And number five, love.
This is hard.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Can't you have all?
Yeah. That would be the perfect life, wouldn't
Well,
it?
yeah.
If we lived in a perfect world, yes, as Gerrit said. But such is the game.
That's
I wonder if you can go two
let
for
me
two,
rank one.
Gerrit.
Okay, does she have it down?
No, no, no. She's
Almost.
she's doing it now. This time around, you will have to tell us your reasons.
All right, no problem. Okay. All right, can go.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Gerrit, you're up. Let's see how you do.
Okay. So, health is first.
Okay. You're really quick with that one.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, it's health, everybody. You have to be healthy for the rest to matter. To be honest, that's what I believe.
Though she hasn't spoken about the rest, she did speak about health in this episode, so perhaps a bit of an expo.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No.
Yeah.
So health is first. I think peace of mind is second. I believe you have to have peace of mind to have anything good going on, either relationship with yourself or with others, anything really. So peace of mind is second, and purpose. Purpose in life, yes. That's third. Then comes money and love. Oh my god, this is pretty. Money and love.
Money and love.
Ah, to be honest, I don't know how that well to
Yeah.
choose between money and love. Okay, so let me just go with what I think.
Okay.
Mm, okay, so money is fourth and then love fifth.
Okay. Well, how did she do that? Yeah.
She got number one.
Okay. Okay. I think that was probably the easiest one to get, but okay.
Yeah. So health was number one. Number two was money.
Oh.
Number three, love. Number four, purpose. And number five, peace of mind.
Okay, you have to say more. You have to say more. What?
Well, I had very little time. Perhaps, just perhaps, I give him more time, I would have ranked differently. But for now, I am confident about this.
Oh, I am
Oh,
interested in peace of mind being last though, but can tell us what your thought process was.
well, that was difficult actually because when I was ranking, I reached number four, and I was like, oh wait, this is the one that gets number five. Interesting. But yeah, health, as we all know, I don't think I need to explain more because
Yes,
right, I already
yes.
said it.
Yeah.
Money keeps the world moving. Like
It
no
does.
money, no life.
We live in a capitalist society.
Mhm.
True, true.
Like you need money to stay alive, basically. Like your money or someone else's money needs to fund your life. So money is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. Then I looked at love, not from the romantic perspective, but from like
Yes.
love holistically. So
Yeah.
love for God, love for people in your life. And when you have people that truly love you and people that you truly love, it even brings the peace of mind to an extent. It makes the going a bit easier in life.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then purpose, it's something that, huh, yeah, I'll not switch purpose and peace of mind. It's something that once you have, yeah, I'll switch purpose and peace of mind actually. Purpose gets number five, and peace of mind gets number four. Because when you have peace of mind, you start thinking, what am I here in this world to do, like beyond being alive and sustaining
Yeah.
myself? Like, what impact do I want to have? And
It
so on and
does.
so forth. So, yeah, I think I'll explain everything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it does make sense now that you put it that way. I personally, okay, try and guess where you think, well, what you think I would put number one.
Love.
Love.
I used to try to get random.
The last time I played this game and I had this categories, the other person said love and I had the exact same reaction. Uh, but no, it's not love. Khairat, would you like to? I think you might already know the answer though, but do you know what number one is?
Will it help?
Oh, no, it was not health. So for me,
Yes.
there's one thing I really, 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 really like, and which is peace of mind.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, it's I just like I just like to not be worried. My friends would say it's a
Mm.
bit too much to a fault, but yeah, having peace of mind is just great. I was like thinking, health, peace of mind. If you have health, maybe you might have peace of mind. But I was like, nah, maybe you might not have the health, but you don't have peace of mind. I was like, okay, even if I don't have the health, I
Actually, you're making
just
sense.
have. I just want to have peace of mind. If I don't have
If you
money,
have
if
peace
I
of
don't have
mind, even if you don't have the
if I'm at
others, you're good.
peace, exactly. I'm just chilling. And then the rest was pretty, it's health was number two for me because, it has to be, it couldn't take number one, so it goes to number two.
Mhm.
And then money, love, purpose.
Right, so I think we should now compare it.
Yeah, what's your own take on these five?
So for me, I think I have emphasized health too much now to add number one. So health is definitely number one for me,
Mm-hmm.
and peace of mind is two. Then comes money.
Money, money, money,
Then
money.
yeah, money. And then love and purpose. Purpose is definitely last.
She said definitely.
Definitely because I feel like to have a fulfilling life, you just need people to love, things to love, and money.
Yeah, money. Like, what's that lady's name? Oh God, what's her name? The singer lady. She was the one that sang about having money. She said, can I remember the line? Whoever said money can't solve your problems must not have had enough air to
Oh.
solve it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's. Oh yeah, exactly. Ariana Grande. Yes. Well.
So when Harriet just said something that reminded me of a memorable saying by Ali Abdul. I don't know if you know him. He's one of the very
Oh, I
famous
love Ali
retailers.
Abba.
Oh, that's lovely. He's my favorite YouTuber, by the way. So said to have a happy life, you need three things. So first, something to do. Number two, someone to love. And number three, something to look forward to. And after this so beautiful. I don't think, Islamically there's any, but I believe it makes a lot of sense. When you're working on something, anything, something that keeps you going, when you have people around you that you love, even if it's one person, and when you have something to look forward to, whether it's an event or just something to look forward to, something that you plan to do in the future. It helps you stay optimistic. It gives you energy. It makes you full of life, basically. So, something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to.
I like that. I think I've actually seen that video.
Mm,
Yeah, that is it's I love the line and it's perfectly fits to exactly what we just talked about.
yeah.
Well, that's great. That's a perfect place to close it actually. A reference to the nice line by Ali Abdal. He moved to Hong Kong just to prove that I watched him.
Yes, you do.
Wonderful.
Anyways, so yeah, that's that. Yeah, I hope everyone listening would have gained something meaningful from this episode. I know for one I have. As I said, I might have said it jokingly, but I do actually need to gain weight. Thank you again, once again, Sadiya, for joining us. Where can everyone find you if they want to find you, if they want to learn more from anything you want to share? Where can they find you?
All right, thank you very much for having me, Abdulaziz and Khairat. So I'm mostly on Instagram, Sadiya Mukhtar _ Mukhtar Mukhtar _ and then I'm also on LinkedIn, Sadiya Mukhtar. So you'll see the bio as communication specialist and entrepreneur.
All right, thank you very much. As soon as you said you can also find me on LinkedIn, I was like, oh, we have a LinkedIn. When's the last time I opened my LinkedIn, Seth?
Same.
We do need to get our LinkedIn sorted, though. Every now and then, I'll just remember my LinkedIn. I'm like, oh, flip my LinkedIn. And then try to do something about
I had
it.
to open that up, to be honest. Maybe we check my profile. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Really.
Really?
There's
I can see where that comes from. Well, we'll get our LinkedIn sorted. Anyways, thank you once again. Thank you for listening to this episode. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.